pleased are you to be able to stamp this at home with a long stretch of good home performances at the end of the season? I know that's been bothering you for a while.
It's a good finish to our home games here. You know, we got back to one game below 500 when it looked like it was going to be a lot worse than that. Credit to the guys, credit to the players. Great crowd tonight. It was a good environment in the building. So it was a good way to finish it here at home.
I'm sure 5 minutes into a game, the team has forgotten its fan appreciation night because they have other things to think about. But 14 seconds in, does the crowd get an assist on that one?
Crowd gets assists on a lot of things. But again, it was a good environment all night. And a lot of stuff was going on up in the crowd, and you could follow it on the jumbotron. But it was a good atmosphere and environment. As I said, there's a good feel right now around the team and around the organization and down here at Nationwide, and it's what we expected this year. And unfortunately, we didn't get it at the start, but we're getting it now, and we need to carry it. We still have 3 periods left to play, but talking about our home games it was a good way to finish.
There's been so much talk of Buffalo tanking. I think there were times tonight where the play got a little bit loose in both directions. How hard did they push you tonight? Did they feel like a team fully engaged and looking to win a hockey game?
I didn't look at it as a team that was tanking or not trying. They pushed, and we had to respond to it, and they had opportunities, and Bob made some saves for us, and then we started to do some good things. It was kind of sporadic the play, and it was exactly what you say, Porty, about loose, and that's what you get sometimes in games like this. But I thought both teams put forth an effort.
Todd, you reached a milestone here in Columbus. Can you talk about what that means to you, to be the all-time wins leader?
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Nothing?
Nope. Honestly, I can say that wholeheartedly. Right now, just you're sitting back and watching some of our game and just the chances, and I'm thinking about tomorrow already and what's going on, and so no, it doesn't mean anything.
You say thinking about tomorrow. This almost feels like an end. How tough is it going to be to get back up for a tough game and what is now a tough building tomorrow, the last game of the season?
Well, it'll be an interesting environment tomorrow. It'll be an interesting game. I know, in looking at the standings right now, I believe the Islanders are 1 point behind Washington. Washington plays an afternoon game tomorrow against the Rangers. I believe Islanders are 1 ROW behind. So the game could mean a lot tomorrow for the Islanders, which would be really intriguing for me. And I think it would add more to the focus, the preparation, all that, in playing game 82.
Coach, the Anisimov, Dubinsky, Foligno line, I think now has at least a goal in 6 straight. How encouraging is it for you in terms of looking forward to next season that line and really all your lines have clicked the way they have over the last 12 games?
Yeah, we'll line combinations and stuff like that, we'll probably worry about that in September. And right now we're getting contributions from 4 lines. Matty Calvert scores, Boone scores. I know Boone's was an empty net, but Cam scores a 5-on-5 goal, and Nick Foligno scores. So we were getting contributions, and Alex Wenberg's line had, I think, numerous opportunities. So the good thing is we're getting contributions from everyone.
You talked about tomorrow's game and what it might mean in terms of standings, but there's a historical significance to it too, just closing out that building. As a guy who's very familiar with hockey history, how cool is that going to be a part of?
It will be neat. It really will. It's for myself growing up, and the Islanders, the powerhouse of, I'm not even sure what years, but Mike Bossy, Dennis Potvin, and Billy Smith, a lot of names familiar to me. And I remember going to the Minnesota North Stars were playing them in the finals. And I remember going to the old Met Center and watching them play. So I was following the games on TV. It's an old building, obviously you can tell, but it's got a lot of history in it, and that's what's neat about going to the buildings like that. The old Boston Garden, the old Montreal Forum. I was never fortunate enough to get to the old Chicago Stadium, But these buildings have, they're great to go back into because you know there are lots of things that happen in those buildings.
You talked about things getting loose tonight because of the type of game this was. Were you just talking about the adrenaline that your players came in with?
No, I think it was just the way both teams were playing. Sometimes you get that. Sometimes it's a tight checking game, and both teams are committed to that. And sometimes it turns into the track meet where it opens up one way, and you take a chance. It opens up and comes back the other way.